Hey guys, welcome to American Beer TV, and it's that time of year again. We're getting ready for the Black Tuesday release party.
Black Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, kind of what we did last year when we started off. When it came, we started making these videos. And,
yeah, this is like an anniversary for us.
Yeah,
too,
kind of.
So,
you know, so I brought over a bottle of Black Tuesday to be on the video, and so this year
is last year's release, right?
This is last year. So I've been aging this one again for another year, and we're about a week away from the Black Tuesday party next week, which we're gonna tape and do an episode on that. So that'll be fun. Yeah, we want to bust it open and finally get to taste this legendary beer. Now this one is kind of interesting. I talked to Tyler about this at the release party last year. They're really going for flavor, not so the alcohol percentage so much.
Oh
shit! They said, whoa. Well, that's what happens after it's been aged for a little while, I guess.
And this is being poured at cellar temperature.
Yeah, this is about 55. So, but this one's 18.2. I can smell it from here. 18.2 instead of the first year's, which was 19.5. So, a little bit less alcohol percentage on this one, just a smidge. Man, I just getting.
Yeah, but I mean, when you get above like 14, 15, I mean, there's a lot of
we're talking a 0.7.
Yeah,
we're
it's a lot of booze.
You know, 0.7%. So
not that big a deal.
No, not quite.
I'm not gonna cry about it.
Exactly.
So I mean, any beer that's, you know, really over like 14%, you have to have some super yeast and I mean tons and tons of malt, and you know, a little bit of the alcohol in this obviously is coming from bourbon barrels, but I mean still, I mean, so to begin with a beer that was what, like 16, 17%?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the
exactly.
bourbon only really adds like maybe another percent.
Yeah.
So.
One of the things that they do with this is they start off with a really high attenuating yeast, and then once it starts to ferment, they just continually feed it sugar and oxygen into the tanks. So that creates a perfect environment for those yeast to really thrive, and this is the results.
Let's get into the nose.
Oh man! First of all, it's black. We're not getting contrary to popping up, we're not getting a huge ton of carbonation. Most of it's died down while we've been battling, but just black as night.
I think that's kind of appropriate, though, not to have some of these bourbon aged stouts.
Doesn't really smell very hot at all. Not especially. I've smelled beers that had half this.
Yeah.
That smelled hotter than this.
I get like tons of vanilla.
Tons of vanilla.
Tons of vanilla.
That syrupy oatmeal cookie sweetness, bourbony, just toffee and molasses and just.
Yeah, all the sweet stuff.
Oh man, yeah. The nose on this thing is just.
This would be awesome candy. If you could have candy that tastes like this.
I just want them to make scratch and sniff stickers.
Black Tuesday. You got that Bruery?
Oh,
we'll buy them.
Oh man,
we'll just stick them everywhere.
Totally.
Stick them on the inside of your glass so you can smell Black Tuesday.
Oh man, that's just such a.
Something
I love the smell of bourbon barrel aged stouts, but this one, really, the aromatics are just.
You know, it really does have an alcohol kick to it. I can feel it in my eyes as you continue to smell it and breathe in.
But I don't know. It just doesn't. I have to say I've discovered in other beers that are about half this percentage have kind of hotter nose.
Right, yeah. This I get like burnt sugar.
Oh yeah, caramel. Just anyway.
Let's drink it.
Yeah,
I want to drink
it. This.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh, that is a big beer.
Yes, it is. And it just keeps
has that caramely sweetness, tons of vanilla, like the nose.
Yeah.
You're right. It's not super hot. I mean, you don't get me wrong. You can really taste the alcohol, but it's not overbearing. That could be because it's been in the bottle
yeah.
for a year or two.
Are you
and
getting
it's
a little bit of a little tiny bit of a Brett tang?
No.
No?
To me, no.
I was getting a little bit of a tanginess to that.
I don't get any sourness.
So
that could be maybe some of the bourbon that kind
could
of
be.
maybe
So,
it was
yeah.
the sour mash bourbon barrels or something like that. Could be something like that.
Then we let it sit here and it gets a little even warmer. It is kind of heating up a
The
little
nose,
bit.
now that you've tasted it, you can really start to smell the oak that comes out of the nose.
Yeah, that's true.
Now that it's so great to like have it in your palate and then to go back again and smell it again, just totally changes.
There are so many levels of flavor and complexity. You know, there's coffee and sweetness and vanilla and toastedness and caramel and it just
I
lingers
get a lot of
forever.
the vanilla and the caramel really come through.
And then
like some of the bourbon barrel stouts, they get that leathery, tobacco-y.
Right.
I'm not getting tons of that out of this one.
No.
This one has
so much sweetness.
Yes, the sweetness and more candied flavors than it does the rustic kind of
exactly
kind of leathery.
This is just
it has a
pure
little bit of
opulence.
that, but it's really mild.
This is just a velvety, smooth, luscious beer. It's luscious.
Right.
I mean,
and if any of you guys are going to drink this beer, don't drink this beer really cold.
No.
It would just totally ruin this beer to drink it really cold.
yeah, no, let it warm
It has
up.
a few like red wine qualities.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just the oak, but it just has that like juicy kind of like pungent flavor. Just like lingers in your mouth for a long time. It's
I mean the flavor's still.
I mean, it doesn't taste like red wine, but it has that characteristic.
No,
like
it's
really jammy red wine. Just like
No, I
lingers
know
in
what
your
you
mouth
mean.
for
I
a
know
long
what you mean.
time. You get the oak and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
that's why
what this,
like my favorites
that's what
are
this tastes
Zinfandels,
like,
which have that
Right.
jamminess. Now I understand that quality you mean without necessarily that flavor.
Right. Yeah,
But
it
it's
doesn't
so
taste juicy. It
dense
doesn't taste
and-
juicy, but it's like the.
It's so
just-
flavorful
yeah.
and rich and just
fills your palate.
totally. I mean, just man.
So where can you get this beer?
You can only get this beer from the brewery one day of the year, on the third Tuesday of October, which is traditionally when the stock market crashed. Hence Black Tuesday. They do a party for it.
I think you can buy these beers online like the day after or something.
For
like that.
for this release, they didn't do it for
They didn't do
year
it last
2.
year?
No, they didn't.
Oh.
They didn't have enough bottles to do it last year. For year 3, they have some bottles left over.
So they've realized that there was enough demand for the product, so they decided to make.
Yeah. So the tickets to get into the third anniversary, the third Black Tuesday party, basically get you 3 bottles of Black Tuesday, and they're $120, and into the tasting, and they're $120. So I mean, this is a really exclusive beer, and that's pretty much like the only way to get it. There's a couple little contests that they've been doing on their Facebook page lately, and they're allowing some people, giving away a couple tickets like that. But
that's cool.
It's really, you can't buy this really anywhere. I've seen a couple people on YouTube that have had some beer trades for this. This is probably
exclusive.
Yeah. This is like one of the best beers I've ever had in terms of flavor, just everything. It's absolutely fantastic.
So we got to homebrew a beer like this.
I think it'd be really hard to do, but it would be fun. I mean,
it'd be really hard to do.
Yeah,
imagine making 5 gallons of this. It would take
it would be fantastic.
40 pounds of malt. Malt syrup.
Yeah, I don't.
And then we'd have to age it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much
big.
grain you would need to get.
That'd be great.
You would need to brew like a 50 pounds of grain.
For sure.
That'd be just nuts. But
yeah, they must brew like half batches of this. They must fill their mash tun with grain.
Because they only have they have a 27.
Like
no, it's just like a 17 barrel.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So they would brew maybe what, like 10 barrels at a time, fill their mash tun, and then brew like
Perhaps.
10 barrels of beer.
Perhaps because it's
probably do like super long boils to reduce it down as well. So
yeah. I know the one thing I know is during, like I mentioned, during the fermentation, they force feed the yeast sugar and oxygen to just make sure that it goes as long as it possibly can. This is the one of the highest. It's the highest I've ever tried. Personally, that's made with natural fermentation.
Right.
There are some other ones that are out there. Some of the big ones from overseas and whatnot that they kind of take something like this or something about half as much as this,
freeze distilling,
and then they freeze distill it. They put it in a freezer.
I think Sam Adams does natural fermentation.
I think Utopia's is, but I've never tried that one. But
yeah, I was like, I had an opportunity to buy that bottle. It was like $100 for a bottle.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I think I'll skip on spending $100 for a bottle. I should have for the show, but
yeah. Well, we'll see what we can do. But no, this is it's the legendary Black Tuesday. What more can you say?
Good stuff. Well, thanks for sharing it.
Good stuff. Just good stuff.
It's unbelievably amazing good stuff.
Yes,
Thanks for sharing it.
Fantastic. No problem,
Cheers.
dude. Cheers.
Get out there and drink craft beer.